Autophagy, cellular detox, anti-aging, and cellular detoxification. What is it? How do you stimulate it? What are some of the conditions you can utilize it for? And what are some of the supplements you can take to increase autophagy? Let's get right into it. Autophagy basically means self-eating, your body's mechanism to clear out debris. Your cells basically is recycling and detoxifying during autophagy. It basically finds damaged proteins, mitochondria, toxins, cell membranes, and misfolded proteins like tau, amyloid, or even alpha-synuclein. Those are associated with neurodegenerative changes, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's disease. Basically, it helps to clear and recycle the misfolded proteins, membranes, proteins, and mitochondria. How does it work? The cells in your body senses stress, low nutrients, or debris. When that cell gets that signal, it also increases something called AMPK and decreases mTOR. Basically, this is for energy metabolism, and it senses that, and mTOR basically increases cell proliferation. However, I have a video on this one, so I'll link that in the description below. But basically, it increases AMPK and decreases mTOR and stimulates basically autophagy. When you stimulate autophagy, there is something called phagosomes. Basically encompasses the cellular debris. It packages it, and it takes it and it fuses with something called lysosomes. So you're packaging the debris or misfolded protein or damaged mitochondria, right? It packages it, and then it fuses with lysosomes. Lysosomes are basically enzymes. So what it does is like you're throwing it into an acid bath and just breaking it all down. And then you're recycling the material that's left over, okay? So let's get into how do you increase autophagy naturally, okay? This is, number one, is the strongest way to increase autophagy. Fasting 16 to 72 hours is going to be the strongest stimulus for autophagy. Now, autophagy happens all the time. It's not like if you don't eat, autophagy kicks in. It's happening all the time. However, if you want to increase autophagy, fasting 16 to 72 hours is important. 24 to 36 hours of autophagy will increase automatically. Okay? So if you fast more than 24 to 36 hours, autophagy really kicks in and dramatically increases. Why? Because at that time frame, you're going to have peak AMPK, you're going to decrease mTOR, and you're going to have a drop in insulin, really putting you into ketosis. Okay? So that is the number one way to do it. Number two is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, 6 to 8 hour window of eating. So you eat maybe from noon until 6 p.m. and then you fast the entire time, only drinking water. Okay? So intermittent fasting is a great way to do that. Number three is high intensity exercises. There's something called a VO2 max training, basically checking oxygen level in your blood. You can do that at a lab, but you can do basically high interval training or HIIT exercises where you go low intensity for a little bit, high intensity for a little bit, bring it back down. So basically, hard, fast metabolic stress will increase autophagy, okay? Ketosis or low carbs, basically this fasting aspect of it. So you can basically go on a ketogenic diet. So increasing fats, protein, and very minimal carbs. So let's say 70% of calories from fat, maybe 25% from protein, and 5% from complex carbs. You can also do heat exposures like saunas. You can do it 3 to 5 times a week for about 20 minutes, give or take. And you can use temperatures anywhere from 125 degrees up to 195 degrees. Now, everyone's tolerance for heat exposure is different. So you definitely want to start on the low end and see if you can bring yourself up gradually. And you can do that for approximately 20 minutes. Basically, the heat will increase heat shock proteins, which will increase autophagy. Last one, cold exposure. Increases AMPK slightly. Metabolic stress. The water temperature of a cold bath should be about 50 to 60 degrees. Not everyone can tolerate it very well, so you got to go very slow, early on, and build and go a little bit longer in terms of time frame. I don't think you need to do a 30-minute bath. You can probably get away with 3 to 5 minutes, up to maybe 10 max, in order to get this benefit here, okay? So what conditions is autophagy good for? So let's get right into that one. So let's go ahead and discuss some of the conditions that autophagy can help with. Things like neurodegeneration, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease. It basically helps to clear misfolded protein, things like beta amyloid, tau, alpha-synuclein. These are protein aggregates that form in the brain and causes neurodegenerative conditions. So increasing autophagy will help with these types of conditions. Number 2 is metabolic health. It helps improve insulin sensitivity, glucose control, reverses fatty liver, as well as weight loss. So increasing autophagy has a profound impact on metabolic health. Also, when you're talking about immune dysregulation or chronic inflammatory disease, it can also help improve or reverse that. And what you're talking about are things like autoimmune disease, rheumatoid arthritis, Hashimoto's thyroiditis, Crohn's disease. A lot of different conditions can be impacted with increasing autophagy. Mitochondrial problems, basically fatigue. When you have chronic fatigue issues, what you can do is do different types of fasting, intermittent fasting, and improve overall mitochondrial function by clearing out dead debris from the mitochondria. It's called mitophagy. You're basically removing inefficient mitochondria from our cells and improving overall ATP production or energy of the cell. Number 5 is cardiovascular aging. It helps remove plaque from forming debris, okay, and decreases oxidative stress. So you can actually have an impact on cardiovascular health. So let's get into some of the supplements. Now, here's a list of supplements in no particular order, okay? Number 1, spermidine. Spermidine is formed from wheat germ extract, or they can actually make it synthetically. Take 1 to 2 milligrams per day, and it's a very strong stimulator of autophagy. Resveratrol, 150 to 500 milligrams a day, activates SIRT1 or sirtuin-1. However, this is becoming more and more questionable based on recent studies. So does it really reverse aging? We have to kind of look into it a little bit deeper because some research has been showing that it does not. Berberine, 500 milligrams 3 times a day, AMPK activation, glucose control. Very, very important. Green tea extract, I think this is really good. EGCG, 200 to 400 milligrams a day, increases AMPK and is anti-inflammatory also. Curcumin, 500 to 1500 milligrams per day, decreases inflammation and stimulates autophagy. Quercetin and fisetin is a senolytic, clears senescent cells. What this means is that when you have senescent cells, basically they stop dividing. Okay? It's basically on its way out. Okay? However, they produce different types of immune response and impacts the cells around it. So if you take quercetin and fisetin, okay, you could improve the clearance of senescent cells. NMN and NR, 250 to 500 milligrams a day, will increase NAD plus and supports autophagy. Now, the most powerful things that you can do is actually free. I listed them before, right? Fasting, intermittent fasting, exercise, cold, hot plunges. All those things can help improve autophagy. You don't have to go out and get a bunch of supplements. However, if you want to continue to enhance it, you can think about these supplements. I'll link the online store for you below, and you can take a look at them. But I'll link some other videos that I created prior that I mentioned in this video, but not in detail. So you can go ahead and go back and look at those videos. All right, my name is Dr. Jin Sung, where clinical excellence meets excellent results. And we'll see you guys next week on the healthy side. Have an awesome day.